everybody is actually looking forward to owning a house.
I was very, very happy when I got the allocation for the house.
Mortgage can actually work in Nigeria.
A very good evening to you. Glad to have you join us again on another edition of the program, Everyone Deserves a Home. I am Aisha Muhammad Ahmed, your host. For any organization to grow and maximize its potentials, there's need for a business strategy. And with growth and development comes the need for re-strategizing to review operations and bring them in line with current challenges. The Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria, being very passionate about its growth and development, engages in yearly retreat to brainstorm and review its strategies for better service delivery. Our focus in this episode of the program is the 2024 retreat of the management of the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria. During the event, management and staff came together to review, reflect, and re-strategize for improved service delivery. Join me after this timeout for the full package. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Holding Retreat is a yearly activity for the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria. At such occasions, management of the bank come together to take an inventory of how far they have come in the implementation of their strategies and explore new initiatives towards greater efficiency. In our next segment, we will bring you details of the 2024 Management Retreat of the FMBN. Keep watching.
The latest couple in town.
Good day, sir.
How are you? Oh, sit down, sit down, sit down.
Thank you, sir.
Drinks?
No, we're fine, sir.
How was the moon experience?
It was quite an experience.
How about house?
We are renting at the moment, but we intend to save enough to own our own house, right?
Why not avoid all those Shylock landlords and own a house upfront? With the average income and cost of building houses today in Nigeria, mortgage is the best option. No sweat. I tell you what, that was how I got my first house, and I've never regretted it.
To make good homes, and by implication a good society, an individual is expected to have an abode from which to take off and return at the end of each day. At the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria, everyone deserves a home. Come join us at FMBN and let's shelter Nigeria together.
In August 2024, management staff of the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria gathered to review the 5-year strategic blueprint for the bank. Executive management, senior staff of the bank, group heads, zonal and branch managers all gathered to share ideas and brainstorm on the strategic blueprint. It also afforded them the opportunity to review performance as well as identify challenges encountered in the implementation of the strategic document with a view to ensuring that the mandate of the FMBN is achieved. The 2024 retreat focused on enhancing leadership effectiveness, aligning technical strategies, resolving industry demands, as well as strengthening teamwork. The theme of the retreat was improving efficiency and customer service delivery for developmental impact. Unit Head, Strategy Development and Implementation of the Strategy and Performance Group, Jade Bago, in her welcome address, tasked the staff of the bank to use the opportunity to challenge one another to new and creative initiatives which will produce best results.
In this volatile, uncertain, complex and ambiguous times, our ability to adapt, innovate and deliver exceptional values to our customer is more crucial than ever. Let's embrace this opportunity to connect, learn, and grow together, and emerge from this retreat with a renewed sense of purpose, a sharpened focus, and a clear plan to thrive in the face of uncertainties. Over the next 3 days, we will challenge assumptions, spark new ideas, and forge a path forward that is bold, innovative, and unapologetically focused on delivering exceptional results.
To kick off the retreat, Group Head Strategy and Performance Management, Oladapo Fakeye, presented a paper on the context setting of the FMBN's 5-year strategic blueprint, focusing on the implementation status and key success factors.
So, we have 6 pillars to deepen mortgage penetration, to grow and diversify our funding mix, and of course, from 2022, we added a new pillar, integrated a new pillar into this, and that is integrating the informal sector as part of our market growth strategy. And then, of course, to enhance brand and customer experience, enhance operational excellence, and lastly, to transform organizational culture and build high-performing teams.
Fakeye, in his presentation, gave a rundown of how the bank has fared in the implementation of the 5-year strategic blueprint, which runs from 2022 to 2026 and is currently at a halfway mark.
So far, we have executed successfully 72 of those initiatives. About 69 of them are currently being undertaken, and we have 107 that have not yet been done. I'm sure we're all going to get these slides, and then we can take a more extensive look or in-depth look at how well we've done as per each of these pillars or enabler. But one thing we should note is that yes, 107 has been not done, they look high, but some of these, their time for doing them has not yet come. So we cannot beat ourselves that we still have 107 not yet done, because some of them, the timeline to implement them is still in the future. But this is the status as we have today, that out of 248 initiatives, we have virtually done around 57% of them. And I think that ties well with the fact that we are also halfway on our strategy, 5-year strategy journey as well.
The Managing Director of the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria, Shehu Usman Osidi, in his address to the staff of the bank, said that the retreat aims to look at the operational efficiency of the bank and how to forge ahead.
This retreat is an opportunity not only to reflect on our achievements and challenges, but also to drive forward a solution-oriented dialogue aimed at continuous improvement and effective customer service delivery. It is an opportunity to reflect, strategize, and align our efforts towards achieving the ambitious goals we have set for ourselves as management and staff, and for the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria as an institution.
Osidi stated that the current management has the desire to transform the FMBN into an initiative and innovation-driven institution, which is evident through significant improvements already witnessed in the first half of the year.
In an ever-evolving financial landscape, our ability to adapt, innovate, and optimize our operations is key to fulfilling the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria's mandate of providing affordable housing to millions of Nigerians. We have also secured a directive from FEC to liaise with critical agencies like Ministry of Finance, CBN, and others, as well as our supervisory ministry, to bring a framework for the recapitalization of the bank. We are also resetting our relationships with the CBN. In this wise, there are positive indications that most of our pending issues with the regulatory agency will soon be resolved, including the single obligor limit and the approval of our pending annual accounts.
The Managing Director also raised pertinent questions that staff of the bank must ask themselves in the course of the retreat and going forward.
As we embark on this retreat, we must ask ourselves the following questions. What are the strategic goals for our directorates, groups, zonal and branch offices? Are we growing in the right areas that align with our strategic objectives? Are we effectively meeting the needs of our customers? Are our growth strategies yielding the desired financial returns and social impact? Are our processes as streamlined and automated as they could be? Are there bottlenecks that hinder our ability to deliver timely and high-quality services? How can we make technology work for us to further enhance our efficiency? What change management strategies do we adopt to ensure the success of our automation ambition? How can we implement the performance management systems to ensure that every department and individual is aligned with our strategic goals? How can we establish clear metrics and KPIs to track progress and hold ourselves accountable for delivering on our objectives?
Some of us are not clapping.
The keynote address was delivered by business strategist and operational performance and management reform specialist, Mr. Taiwo Kayode. It centered on leadership, management and performance management systems for transformational change in an operating environment.
Therefore, the fear I have for you is your relevance. He's shown it in the last slide. As time goes on, there are a lot of these new entrants in trends. And if care is not taken, my brother, it's going to be buyer beware. I won't bore you with much notes, but I will tell you it's going to be a journey that we're all going to enjoy ourselves. We won't let technology run us down. But the key thing is, where do we go from where? How do we manage the challenges? And how do we do it and do it very well to the extent that we can get to the promised land? For all that is worth, we are not in the usual period. Yes, you've been planning. I listen to you. You have good strategic plan. And how far so far you share with us. But the key thing about strategic plan is, if it's not agile enough for you to really rewind and be able to reassess and rewind again, you're not going anywhere. Because the essence of planning in this era of VUCA, my brother, it's not business as usual.
Thanks for staying with us. The program is Everyone Deserves a Home. The 2024 retreat of the management of the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria was quite educative, interactive, and an idea-sharing platform. Presentations were made by different speakers representing directorates, zones, and groups of the bank, each highlighting initiative and strategic directions on how to effectively move the bank forward. Let's take a look at some of the papers presented at the retreat in our next segment. Don't go away.
When I say system incapacity, I'm not talking
Paper presentations were a significant part of the 2024 retreat of the FMBN. The papers presented showcased the success stories as well as challenges each of the different fragments of the FMBN have encountered in the course of implementing their strategies, especially in the year 2024.
Plantation, or they are going to
To set the ball rolling, each of the executive directors gave presentations on their directorates, each highlighting their plans and strategies in meeting the mandate of the bank. The Executive Director, Loans and Mortgage Services, Honorable Muhammad Sani Abdu, in his presentation, highlighted some of the needs of his directorate for more inclusion into the NHF scheme. He also mentioned some of the challenges his directorate is experiencing.
Project conceptualization is the initial stage of project life cycle, where the idea is born. And the idea must be born correctly. Otherwise, if you have a child that is autistic, if you have a child that has leukemia, if you have a child that is sickle cell prone and many other things, then you will live all through the life of the transaction in hospital. And I don't want us to do that. So please, let's concentrate on this issue. So SPG and the Committee on Product Development, you have a lot of work to do, because we need more products to dilute what we have and what we are introducing into the market.
Also in his presentation, the Executive Director, Finance and Corporate Services, Ibidapo Ojodukam, gave a rundown of the results of the first half of the year and what must be done to remain afloat in business as a bank and service provider.
Cost efficiency is putting your resource where it will get the most bulk for its bank. Meaning, we deliberately start diverting resources where we will make the most profit profitability out of that expense. It's important for us to emphasize it so that you all get it, that we are not, it's not about just we want to stop monies flowing out. It is that it pays us all. It pays us all better when we are able to significantly improve our bottom line, because then there is a lot more. Now the pie is bigger. Now the pot is wider, and then we can begin to do things the way our brand, where we really ought to be able to benefit from what we have accomplished.
On her part, the Executive Director, Business Development and Portfolio Management, Mrs. Chinyenye Anosike, talked on the developmental challenges of her directorate and the effects on the bank's overall performance, as well as the prospects for the future.
Our NHF Group will pursue partnership with fintech and other technology institutions. That way we'll be able to digitalize some of our collection platforms and we'll be able to get more collection. Now there is a need to amend the NHF Act, the BFA Act, that our people in the National Assembly are helping us to handle, and we're hoping that we'll do more on that.
Other presentations by zonal managers and group heads were made.
So, job objective setting is...
In the course of the retreat, the Human Resource Management Group organized a training on performance management system for branch and zonal managers of the bank. Lectures were also conducted for the zonal and branch managers.
We are now living in technology age.
The first lecture was on the introduction of new performance management system, the role of branch and zonal managers. Then another paper titled Leveraging Artificial Intelligence for the Development of Output-Focused Job Description, Report and Speech Writing was presented. In his goodwill message, the President, Association of Senior Staffs of Banks, Insurance and Financial Institutions, FMBN branch, commended the management of the bank for showing commitment in moving the bank to greater heights. He assured the management and staff of support in the fulfillment of the bank's mandate.
Having listened to all the deliberations during this retreat, it is clear and evidence that you have given everybody, our zonal managers, our group heads, branch managers, the opportunity to showcase their problems and then solutions made on the problems. You have written your name in gold.
The managing director, who closed the retreat, appreciated management and staff for participating in the week-long retreat for their resilience and valuable contributions made throughout the retreat. He tasked them to use the opportunity to realign with the strategy of the bank.
I want to express my deepest appreciation to each of you for your active participation, commitment, and the invaluable contributions you have made over the past few days. This retreat was not just a meeting of minds, but an opportunity to realign our strategies, re-energize our teams, and refocus our efforts on the path ahead. In the past 4 days, we have had a vibrant gathering characterized by a remarkable degree and atmosphere of openness. We have fostered an environment where ideas could be freely expressed, constructive criticisms welcomed, and innovative thinking encouraged. This culture of openness is something we value deeply and will continue to uphold as we work together towards our shared goals.
Improve transparency and accountability in managing the NHF funds. Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria has introduced *219#. *219# is a new way to know the status of your NHF contribution from anywhere. To use this service, dial *219#. Select 1 to update your contact detail. Press 2 to check your contribution status in any month up to the last 5 years. You can also use our mortgage calculator and bulletin board by selecting options 5 and 6 respectively. You can access other services by using direct shortcodes like *219*3# to retrieve your NHF number, *219*4*1# to check your last 5 transactions, and *219*4*2# to check your statement of account. No internet connection required, and it is available on all networks. *219#. Simpler, smarter, faster. Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria. Everyone deserves a home.
The retreat ended with a series of activities. First was the reading and adoption of the communique.
Improve funding and the operational capacity of the bank as well as improve. It's correct.
Continue, correct.
Any more violations? In the absence of any further violations, I will move the motion. Is this a true reflection of the deliberations at this retreat?
Yes.
Can we hear you loud, please?
I say this is a true reflection of the deliberations at this retreat.
Yes.
Those in favor of the adoption of the retreat as amended, say aye. Aye. Those against say nay.
The FMBN annual retreat, no doubt, adds up to the success of the FMBN in delivering its mandate of providing affordable housing for the average Nigerian. On this note, we draw the curtains on this episode of the program. Thanks for staying tuned, and do make it a date with us again next week. Same time, same station for more from the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria. Good night.